What up, YouTube? It's a pretty homey place from here. Yeah, you can see that I'm actually holding the camera like a GoPro. I got this natural selfie stick action going on. Let me let y'all check it out. Custom made selfie stick. Let's go. Boy, I'm telling you, I get the best selfies with it. You know, barely any wobble. But anyway, I'm Rick the Poet. Nice to see y'all today. Hope y'all had a great day, good blessed day. And this is my first video here on YouTube. So, what up, YouTube community? I gotta give my shout out first to Markiplier because that is my favorite YouTuber, like of all time. He's my favorite. The reason why, because of his big heart, the way that he gives out to charity, the way that he just loves to help people out, and the way that he encourages people and supports people. I love that about him. So, thumbs up. Yeah, my thumb's a little gross, but let me try that again. Thumbs up. Yes, 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 yes. I'll explain the ring in another video. But yeah. But really, I'm gonna get into the meat and potatoes of this question. Let me put this camera somewhere where it's actually makes more sense. Oh no, that's too much editing later. Let's go. All right. So really, what this channel is all about is just glorifying the Lord any way that I can through teachings, lessons, little thoughts throughout the day, raps and freestyles, poetry. That's pretty much what this channel is, hence the name Rick the Poet. So expect some poetry every, now and again. So, how I'm going to start this off? I'm going to start off with confessions because I want you guys to know the real me. I want you guys to get to know me for who I am, and that way, because this is your channel, it's not, just because it's named after me doesn't mean it's my channel. It's you guys' channel, and if you guys want to learn about the Lord in a different way, you have some different questions you want to ask, and besides asking Big Guy upstairs what to do, or what he can do for the situation at hand, and you decide to, hey, maybe I'll ask this African guy with this off-brand weekend hairstyle look about the Lord. I want you guys to feel comfortable and be like, hey, this guy's actually gone through some things in life. He knows different addictions. He knows about different difficulties in life. Now I don't know them all, and it's not like I've had like just the roughest hand dealt to me, but I haven't had the easiest one either. It's not like I was born into Bruce Wayne's manner or anything like that. So that's just what I want to get out there. So first, I'll start off with my real name. My name is Ricardo Marcelo Psungo, and I've done this intro about a bajillion times now, trying to get this first video out there, so bear with me if I get a little boring and all that good stuff. But I was born February 18th, 1996. My dad's from Mozambique, my mom's from Tanzania. And for those of you that still think that Africa's a country, one, Africa's a continent, two, Africa has 53 countries within it, and three, Tanzania is right there in the center to the east, like the very east in the center. Once again, yeah, my thumb's gross. I'll hide it from you. It's right there to the east on the coast. Mozambique's right below it, and where my dad was born is right there close to South Africa. So, yeah, hooray. I've got like direct descendants from Africa. So it's pretty boss and it's pretty amazing, and yeah, I'm very proud to be African. It's pretty cool stuff. But anyway, at the time, my mom had already finished college, I believe, and I mean, I know she finished college, I just don't remember if it was before or after Dad went to Lambeth. So, about, my dad was taking 20 plus hours. He's playing soccer, He's working 2 to 3 jobs, and he was raising moi as a little tech with a big head. So, those are interesting times. And he was pretty boss. He did it pretty darn good, pretty darn good. And so did my mom, because my mom's a strong, independent black woman who didn't need no man to raise no child, but she happened to be walking on the same path of the Lord as my dad did, and it was like, "Hey, what's up, hello?" And my dad was like, "I seen your pretty face when you were walking through the door," and he had the 90-degree head tilt, and the rest was history. I ended up here, and a couple years later, my little brother Aiden ended up here, who also has a YouTube channel, which I think you guys should check out because he's a comedian. He's funny. He's a funny guy. Plus, he has a good rap flow, I believe. I mean, he may not be a Kendrick Lamar, but he's definitely better than Meek Mill. Definitely better than Meek Mill by any sport or standard. So, I say check out his channel. Once I figure out this annotation stuff and how to put stuff in the description below and all that good stuff, I'll put that there for you guys to check out, because not only is he a really funny guy, he's really cool, and he's spiritually in tune with the Lord. Sometimes a lot more than I am, so I'm very proud of him. He also goes by the name Big Sue, so yeah. Slide up in his DM sometime, if he ever gets on Facebook like he says he will. But yeah, I'll skip to my a few years, get to my first confession. First confession is about 7 or 8. I started asking really disturbing questions, and I would ask them to my mom only because dad was at work all the time. So, question would be, well, what would you do if I never existed? What would you do if I wasn't in this world anymore? Just different variations of the same question, pretty much. Not being direct about it, but I know now that I've always been slightly suicidal. I had to ask the Lord to catch my soul for a minute there. Thank you, Lord, and thank you guys for blessing me. I know Tobuscus blesses me every time at the end of a video with sneezing and all that jazz. But and back to a serious note, I knew that I was always somewhat suicidal just because I would ask those types of questions. And a matter of fact, it got so bad that at school we'd have these things called reflections. I would start writing in there. No descriptive details of, oh, I'm gonna go home and drown myself or something like that. But it would be like, yeah, I'm gonna go to heaven, and I never want to come back down. I want to be up there with the angels. I don't want to be here anymore. Kind of questions, which in hindsight are just as bad, but still, it's still nothing very descriptive. So my teacher finally got a counselor, and the counselor would come in and start asking questions like, well, Mr. Psungo, Ricardo, if you may, what exactly do you mean by going to heaven and not coming back? And while I'm not the sharpest knife in the cupboard, I'm not the dullest one either. I actually kind of pride myself on being clever. It may not be a lazy man or anything like that, but definitely knew how to use my tongue to get out of plenty of situations. So she'd ask these questions, I'd think about them for a second, and the words would come right to me, and I'd say something to this effect. No. I would never do anything such as suicide, killing myself. But what I want to do is I want to spiritually go to heaven, mingle with the Father a little bit, maybe get a spot of tea with John, hit a 9 iron with Luke, and I'll come back down later, and when I'm spiritually ready, and I'll be ready to take on the world. And I knew, half of me knew, that, yeah, she is buying this load of BS that I just fed her. And at the same time, while I knew, half of me knew that, yeah, she's taking it, the other half was like, yeah, she's taking it, but she's suspicious. So from then on, whenever I'd see her out in public somewhere with the family, she'd be like, "Oh, hey, how are you doing today?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm happy today. You know, yeah." Which wasn't always the case. So a few years later, in my second confession, I was 10 years old, and my baby brother was born. His name's Micah, and I love Micah. Micah's a pretty amazing kid. He's a trooper, and to some extent, Micah's my hero. Like, legit. Like, no one said you couldn't have young heroes, and I consider him one of my heroes because he's a strong guy. He's very wise. And even though he's the smartest of Alex at times, and he loves to give some lip, he's a smart guy, and I love him. And yeah, he's my blood, for Pete's sake. But I remember a few months, maybe even a few weeks after he was born, I started asking the question like, why were you born? You've made life so much harder for me, and to a lesser extent my brother Aiden. Why did you have to be born? And the reason I would ask that question is because, well, Papa came up with a new rule. He came up to my brother and I one night, and he said, "Look, guys, you can't eat that food your mother's making anymore." And of course, in my head, I was just like, "I've been doing this for 10 years. What do you mean I can't do something like that?" But as if he heard my unspoken question, he was like, "Well, your immune system it's just not up to snuff there, buckaroo. Maybe when you're a little bit older, you can dive back in." And you know, I knew at age 10, even my brother at age 8, he knew. We both knew that it was a load of bull. We knew it. Still don't know why. And like I said, this is not to bash on him because I love my father. I'm not saying this to be mean and get back or get my revenge on him. But I'm just saying this so you guys understand the situation, so you know exactly what's going on as I, get deeper into this. But it was really hard because it's like I've been doing this for 10 years. He's been doing this for 8. What's the big issue? And of course, when you lie and different things like that, I believe a whooping is in order. You get that little behind tore up. You get the belt. You swat at them legs. You get them legs. You get that little behind. I mean, I'm telling you, a little whooping. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think more people should get it. I don't see why kids are calling parents by their first name today. But when it comes to the face, I'll save that for maybe a couple of videos later. We'll talk about what I think, my opinion on proper discipline and improper discipline is. But just be careful with that face. That changes the whole dynamic of what you're trying to do. And I'll leave that at that. But things got a lot more difficult. Whenever, and of course, putting myself in my dad's shoes, thinking about it, I was like, he's at work. And even though my dad knows multiple languages like English, Spanish, Portuguese, for a time he knew German, he learned French a little bit, not fluently to where he could just speak or anything, but he knew little phrases in there. In German, and he knew a lot. But my dad knew multiple languages, and he was still having a tougher time. And not trying to be like the typical black guy and be like, "Oh my God, that's racist." I mean, the fact of the matter is, he was still having difficulties that I promise you. And I'm not doing this because I'm like Black Panther or whatever. I'm not doing this because I'm whatever to white people, because I have a lot of white friends. One of my best friends, she's white. Go figure. But because of this color of my dad's skin, he was still having trouble at work, just getting different benefits and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna name the workplace, so I'm not sitting there bashing on people like that. But he was still having lots of trouble, and it's frustrating. So you bring that type of frustration home from work, and you have this new rule that the kids just aren't following. You tend to lose it a little bit, and I give props to my mom. She did a lot to protect us from Pop whenever you know he'd lose his cool sometimes. And don't think of this as, oh my goodness, he's admitting to abuse. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm not admitting to super abuse. My dad never came home drunk and just started beating me for absolutely no reason. Now, there may have been some times where certain things were done without a good reason, or the reason was very bad, or very silly. But no, I was not abused, so I know what that looks like. I've heard stories from many different friends that I know, but I myself was not abused like that. Not like that. But yeah. So anyway, I see the time, and I just gotta say, well, thank you guys for listening. This is Confessions Part Uno, or Part Moja for those of you Swahili speakers out there. So yeah. If you like this video, if you like the beginnings of it, smash on that like button. Subscribe if you want to. If you're looking forward to more videos, definitely gonna be putting some more out pretty soon, because obviously it's the first channel. Videos are probably gonna be rolling like that, but for a little bit until testing out the waters. So I'm Rick the Poet, and you are you, and I say God bless you, God bless your face, just God bless your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces. Peace.